Hello student, let us we start the new chapters, that is the zoogeography. Basically the zoogeography is the student have must have knowledge about this geographic distribution, that is the present and past of the animal species, and to introduce the learner to various ways by which the animals distributed, and the student will become acquainted with how and why different animal species are distributed around the world. So in the introduction of the zoogeography, it is one of the plate tectonics and the continental drift theory. The oldest continental rocks dated by the radioactivity are the 3.98 billion years old or ago, which suggests that the continents and oceans are probably permanent features of the Earth's surface. Although the continental regions have been periodically covered by shallow seas, they are not the sites of deep oceans. How the continents originated has been a major debate in geology. The 19th century geologist J.D. Dana proposed the continent accretion or accretion theory, where the continents have always been stationary, with the gradual addition of new material around a central nucleus. Another theory was called the continental assimilation, the hypothesis. So this basically the name of the chapter of this geography is it is the branch of the science which deals with the biogeography, that is concerned with the geographic distribution of animal species in the world, that is known as the zoogeography. Zoogeography म्हणजे काय की जे विश्वामध्ये असणारे जे काही डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आहे, कशा प्रकारे डिस्ट्रीब्युशन झालं. जसं आपण जर बघितलं तर इंडियन टेरिटरीमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे आहेत, किंवा वर्ल्डमध्ये जर बघितलं तर पॅलेट्रिक्स आहे. त्याच्यानंतर त्याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळे रियल्म्स आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतात. सो दॅट रियल्म्स इज इम्पॉर्टंट फॉर द स्टडी ऑफ द बेस. And see, you can see in the realms the Holarctic realms, the Ethiopian realm, Oriental realm, and the Neotropical realm. So this type of the realms which have been suggested for their geographical realms. So you can see this what is the maximum range of these organisms. Basically the organisms, they are living on the water as well in the sea or the territorial habitat, that is the biotic limits and abiotic limits. The abiotic limits, the temperature, oceans, the mountains, and the biotic limits is the competition, disease, and predators. So you can see this distribution of the all hummingbirds, the family distribution, speciations, allow the specialization within a region. The north to a cold, short summer, how the flowers pollinated, otherwise the oceans. So this Alfred Russel Wallace, his the lifespan period was 1823 to 1930, and he was a father of this zoogeography, Alfred Russel. So you can see this zoogeography, how they are located in the world. So this Indian Oceans, you can see the Arabian Sea, Hindi Mahasagar, or Bay of Bengals. And this is the actual realms you can observe in the world, that is Nearctic, Holarctic, Neotropic, Antarctic, Ethiopic, then Palearctic, and Orientals. See this world of these realms, how they are look like the structure, and you can see this this is a world territories of this ओशन म्हणजे जगामध्ये अशा प्रकारचे आपल्याला हे पाहायला मिळतात. त्याचे रिअल त्याचे रिजन्स असे असतात. त्यानंतर तुम्ही जर बघितलं किंवा ऑब्झर्व केलं तर बॅक आर्म बेसिन, आयलँड, डीप सी, ओशनिक बेसॅलिक आणि कॉन्टिनेंटल ग्रॅनिस्टिक क्रस्ट. याच्यामध्ये जर आपण बघितलं तर पेरू, चिल, ट्रेंच, पॅसिफिक ओशन, व्होल्कॅनिक, अँडिन माउंटेन्स आहे. अशा प्रकारे रिअल्स आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये पाहायला मिळते. तुम्ही जर याची स्टडी केलं की तर इंडियन टेरिटरी बघा, पाकिस्तान, चायना, नेपाळ, कशा प्रकारे याचं टेरिटरीज तिथे इंडियन ओशन्स आहे ते आपल्याला. आता या झू जिओग्राफीमध्ये जर आपण कॉन्टिनेंटल ड्रिफ्ट थेरीला जर बघितलं तर कोणत्या प्रकारचे ॲनिमल्स आपल्याला पाहायला मिळते हे तिथं दिलेलं आहे. प्लासेंटाल्स, दी मार्सोपॅल्स, अशा प्रकारचे ॲनिमल्स आपल्याला. दीज आर ऑल द ॲनिमल दे आर कमिंग अंडर दी ग्रुप ऑफ द मॅमल्स. So this continental drift hypothesis was developed in the early part of the 20th century, mostly by Alfred Wegener, was a German scientist. He proposed continental drift theory in 1915. According to him, the continents were not fixed in place. He suggested that the continents are floating on the mantle, a layer of hot molten rocks in the earth. So these evidences of continental drift theory is the Wegener noticed that the coastlines of all the continents seem to fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. Beside the way the continents fit together, the Wegener and his supporters collected a great deal of the evidence, and the identical rocks of the same type and age are found on both sides of the Atlantic Oceans. And the Appalachians of the eastern United States and Canada, for example, are just like mountain ranges in Indian Greenland, Ireland, the Great Britain and Norway. Wegener concluded that they form as a single mountain range that was separated as the continental drift. So you can see this territory, how they are distribution of the marsupials today, the Jurassic period 160 Maya. How to get from one place to another. The land bridge everyone crosses, the filter bridge the everyone crosses who has access to bridge, climatic, ecological. The sweep stakes routes only a wide sample of things that have across a barrier, the water, mountain, etc. So you can see this world territory, how it look like. Asia, Australia and continent. The original South American mammalian fauna arose early and isolated for a long time. In contest between two faunas that have developed on separate continents, who wins? The one that has evolved the furthest competent more, the one from the larger land mass, the one that has faced the most competition, predator changes, etc. Who came north? Opossum, armadillo, ground sloth, the deer, dog, cat, elephant, camel, llama, deer, otter, tapir, horse. The origin of the South American mammals. Eocene marsupial carnivores, the insectivores, ancient herbivores, edentates, Astapotheres came from the Gondwanand. म्हणजे अशा प्रकारचे हे इथे आपल्याला या डिस्ट्रीब्युशनमध्ये झू जिओग्राफीमध्ये मिळते. आपण जर याची स्टडी करायला गेले तर त्याचे टाईप जर बघितले झू जिओग्राफीचे तर मेजर 2 डिव्हिजन्स मोडतात, इकॉलॉजिकल झू जिओग्राफी आणि हिस्टॉरिकल झू जिओग्राफी. Ecological geography attempts to understand and determine the role of the present biotic and abiotic interactions that affect the distribution of a particular group of animals. And the significance of this zoogeography is very important for understanding and studying the factors in and modes of the speciation. Most biologists believe that so-called zoogeography speciation, which is caused by territorial isolation of population, it is the main, if not the only way in which new forms of and species are created. So biologically, the zoogeography in the biology, they are concerned with the animal distributions. So you can observe this type of the animals in the rabbit, the snakes, then birds fly, then the skeletons, then the plants, etc. And this is the channel and the coreopsis, parental bushes. तुम्ही झू जिओग्राफीमध्ये जर बघितलं तर वर्ड्समध्ये किती प्रकारचे झू जिओग्राफी आपण बघायला पाहिजे. त्याच्यामध्ये मेनली तर ॲनिमल्स वगैरे हे आहे. आणि जर आपण झू जिओग्राफी हे पॅलेंटॉलॉजीशी जर रिलेट केलं तर काय होईल, तर these provide information on the distribution of animal and their associations in the past. And there are the main 6 regions of the zoogeography, that is Claytor 1858 and Wallace 1876, primarily the basis of vertebrates because their distribution record were the most complete at the time. So which was the famous zoogeography? The Palearctic, Ethiopian, Australian, Nearctic and tropical. Neotropical is a famous zoogeography.